Let's talk about something a little terrifying, especially if you've ever noticed your hairline looking suspiciously far back in the mirror: baldness. Why do we go bald? Why do some people keep luscious hair into old age while others start losing it in their 20s? And more importantly, is there anything we can do about it? Okay, let's start with some facts. About half of all men will experience some kind of hair loss by the age of 50. And, as it turns out, it's not just a guy thing. Around 40% of women will notice their hair thinning by the time they hit menopause. So yeah, it's extremely common. But that doesn't mean we fully understand it. This is what we do know though. Most of the time, baldness is caused by something called androgenetic alopecia, better known as male or female pattern baldness. The word androgenetic basically just means it's a mix of hormones and genetics. There's a hormone in your body called DHT. It's related to testosterone and plays a role in things like puberty and body hair. But for people who are genetically sensitive to DHT, it causes hair follicles, especially on the scalp, to shrink over time. This happens because DHT attaches to receptors in the hair follicles and sends signals that change how they behave. Specifically, it shortens the hair's growth phase and extends the resting phase. Over time, the follicles get smaller in a process called miniaturization, and the hair they produce becomes thinner, weaker, and shorter. Eventually, those follicles stop producing visible hair altogether. That's what causes the classic receding hairline and bald spot. In women, the pattern is usually different, more like overall thinning rather than patches. So your body isn't losing hair because it's falling out more, it's because the follicles are shutting down due to hormone sensitivity. But can you tell if you'll go bald before it happens? Well, as it turns out, yeah. If baldness runs in your family, especially on your mother's side, you might be more likely to lose your hair. But it's not just one gene, it's a mix of many, and lifestyle plays a role too. Some signs that you're on track to go bald include a receding hairline, thinning at the crown, or finding more hair in the shower drain. But even then, it doesn't always mean you're destined for full-on baldness. Some things increase your risk of baldness as well. Besides genetics and hormones, things like stress, poor diet, smoking, and even certain medications can speed up hair loss. Some illnesses like thyroid problems or autoimmune diseases can trigger sudden shedding. And yes, your hairstyle matters too. Constantly pulling your hair back tightly, like with braids or ponytails, can cause a condition called traction alopecia, which again can increase baldness. But is there any way to prevent baldness? Kind of. If your hair loss is due to things like stress or diet, those are fixable. But if it's genetic, your options are more limited, though not hopeless. There are a few FDA-approved treatments, like minoxidil, a topical foam or liquid, and finasteride, a pill that reduces DHT. These don't work for everyone though, and they have to be used consistently, but they can slow or even reverse some hair loss. There's also hair transplant surgery, which moves hair from one part of your scalp to another, but it's expensive, unless you want to fly to Turkey, and isn't 100% effective. New treatments like microneedling and stem cell therapy are still being studied though, and may be promising in the future. So if baldness is so common, what's its purpose? Why do we have this evolutionary quirk? Well, there are a few theories. One is that hair loss isn't harmful enough to affect reproduction, so evolution didn't bother removing it. Another idea is that baldness could have even had some evolutionary advantage, like helping older men appear more mature or dominant in ancient social groups. There's also the theory that less hair might have helped keep early humans cool in hot climates. But the truth is, we still don't really know. Baldness might just be one of those quirks that stuck around because it didn't cause enough of a problem to disappear. So, in short, we go bald because of a mix of hormones, genetics, and maybe a little bad luck. And we don't fully know why we go bald. But whether you're rocking a full head of hair or embracing the bald look, you're in good company. Because at the end of the day, bald is way more normal than you think.